G'day guys, how's it going? Warren here from MadModels2020. Just thought I'd show you my first video some of the models I've been doing over the last few years and earlier. So just a quick scan over and then I will pause and show a couple of close-ups. As you can see, there's definitely a few models. And yeah, I might be a bit mad, I think. That's why I call myself Mad Models. I've got about 5 or 6 projects on the go at once, if not more. And I will talk about those in a minute. So this is going to be a diorama of an SAS unit, Lost. I've still got a couple more figures to do for it. Yeah. Still got my weathering and detailing to put into some of the models. I have a habit of starting and then going on to something else and coming back to it later on. But yeah. This next group of models that I'm doing is an Anzac Diorama in the process. As you can see, I've got a whole heap of soldiers that I'm going to have walking along the side of a track with a artillery piece, 25 pounder, and its tractor unit, and then a couple of brain gun carriers. Now this one here is a New Zealand brain gun carrier, and this one here is the Australian with crew as well. So this next lot is inspired by the New Zealand Army in Afghanistan. This lav here is the LAV 25, which is an Australian lav, which will be in the diorama as well. I've got about 3 other LAV 3s to put together and put on a massive diorama. It'll also have a couple of New Zealand soldiers taking the selfies. There's a New Zealand soldier with a prisoner. There's a couple of other models with prisoners which I'm working on as well, and the Humvee with the New Zealander in there as well. And part of it will also have a little village, a little house, and it's going to have an Afghan person with this little civilian wagon. So this next one I've got here is a LAV 113 M113 New Zealand camouflage, and these vehicles were I was actually in training in these vehicles while I was in the army, but when we got the LAVs in early 2000s, these became obsolete and now a museum piece. I've got a couple more LAVs, M113s I'm going to do with a T50 turret that we use in New Zealand, with the same sort of camouflage material pattern, and yeah, be another diorama that I'll do. This one here will be just a straight standalone model. This T34 is going to be in a diorama just on its own, with a building and a couple of German soldiers inside the building. This was inspired by the movie T34. I belong to the Waikato Modelers Club, and we have a competition every year, and the theme for this year's is movies. So you have to build something or build a model or a diorama that was in a particular movie, hence why it's a T34. So this next model is an M4 Sherman, inspired by the movie Fury. This is my other diorama model that I'm looking at doing for our competition with the Waikato Model Club. As one of the guys in the Model Club said, mud. Yes, I do get carried away with mud. That's why I'm a bit mad. Now these next models are mostly from Tamiya. They are in Dragon. They which I've been doing over the years, just slowly building up my skills with regards to face painting. And yeah, so it's just to add more skill level to what I've been doing with the 1/35 scale models. Some of them aren't finished. They've still got the weathering and other bits and pieces to put to it. This guy here, if I can get it in focus. This guy here, he was, I've had him for about 15 years and I've finally put him together. I was missing the M40 machine gun, so it took a while until I got a spare one. And this German officer is my most recent one, paratrooper. Whoop, sorry about the focus. So this next group of models is going into a German diorama in North Africa, and it's going to be a rear echelon, so there's going to be a lot more accessories and bits and pieces where the guys will be working on tanks and stuff. I've got a crew that's going to be working on this vehicle here, so hence why the hatch is open with the engine. The mechanics will be working on it. And some of these are still having a lot of, still got a bit more work to them, obviously the weathering and panel line and stuff like that to do. This one here is going to be a standalone model, maybe. Sorry. So yeah, it's or I'm going to put it on a diorama with a church, an old church that I've got. This one's just a straight standalone model, which, sorry for the jumping around in the camera. This is one of the first dioramas I've done just in the last year or two. This is a 1/48 scale diorama. I had the soldiers and the ruined building for a while, and then I managed to buy a Steyr car and put that in there as well. So this next model, this next diorama is a New Zealand themed diorama. So somewhere in the middle of the Warrior training area with our famous LAV3, our latest armoured personnel carrier, with a couple of recon guys on some quads. This is probably one of my first attempts putting a scene together on as a diorama, using lots of different materials and techniques. Good learning curve. I don't know if you can see very well, but I spent a fair bit of time on these soldiers, getting the camouflage right for the new digital cam that the New Zealand Army uses. It doesn't actually come out very well. I might try and do some still photos at a later date. So this diorama here is somewhere in Europe, American airborne and armoured crew. This whole diorama has been, I started over 20 years ago. I got the Sherman tank here. When I finally got to put the Sherman tank together only a couple of years ago, that the rubber tracks had all perished, so hence why it's, at the moment it is just sitting here. It is just sitting here, and I'm going to get some metal tracks to finish it off. Still got a bit to go. Most of the soldiers are all in their stream ready to go. Got some more water to put in. I have to refix up the dirt on this vehicle. It's got the wrong type of colour that I wasn't very happy when it went on. It went on dark, but it dried. That's the colour it dried. So yeah. And some of these models are from obviously Tamiya. Most of them are Tamiya. A couple of these 3 soldiers in the back here I got through AliExpress. Airborne troops. Just move this around. Same with these couple of dead German soldiers. The outpost. And the yeah, I've got a couple more soldiers to go up under the forest part. The trees are obviously still in progress. I've only gone so far. I haven't been 100% happy with them, so I might end up pulling them out and starting again. So yeah, so these are my this is my first video. Sorry about all the movements and the jerkiness of the video. I promise I'll get better as I go along. Yeah, if you have any questions, any queries, don't hesitate to drop a line. Otherwise, yeah, if you like what you see, subscribe. And I'm going to try and put out a video at least once a week. My next video will be a review on some soldiers that I ordered through a company in New Zealand called Hobby Station, and I'll do the review on that and we'll get back to you. Have a good day, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks.